Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Serrated Cucumber, and today I wanted to talk about something that's been on the tip of my tongue for a little while, but that I've never really put into a script before. The Life is Strange Remastered Collection is also coming to release alongside the main title of True Colors, which includes both the original title and its prequel Before the Storm. The remastered title releases 6 years after the original in 2015 on September 30th. It boasts many new features, including vastly improved character animation using motion capture technology, engine and lighting upgrades, and even refinements to gameplay and puzzle mechanics according to the official Steam page. Yet, some are skeptical, and with the remastered collection costing a not so pretty penny of £34 or $40 US, it's worth taking a look at why. This game has to justify its price somehow, and just being Life is Strange is not enough. I picked up the first game for £3.75 on a Steam sale in 2016, which is about $5, and Before the Storm for only £13 on release, so why should a remaster be demanding so much money yet arguably adding very little? So I say we take a look into the remastered version of Life is Strange and have a look at my thoughts so far. I don't plan to get into any major narrative spoilers during this video, but I will mention certain gameplay elements of the original two games, so if that's something you really care about, then I'd advise you play before watching, but seriously, who is out here playing Life is Strange for the gameplay? So, I have to pose a possibly daring question, which might see me never getting an early copy of Life is Strange in my lifetime, but hey, it's not the first time I'm questioning Square Enix and their company's decisions. The question is as follows. Is the remastered collection really necessary for the series, and is there a demand to justify it? Of course, yes, as a fanbase we collectively clown on Life is Strange's less than stellar animation quality, and yes, we do joke about Max clutching her elbow or using her pinky finger to wipe the side of her mouth with every person she talks to like some kind of Wattpad android girl, but is this enough to justify a whole remastered collection just 6 years after the release of the original? Life is Strange lacked good animations, presumably because of Don't Nod being something of an unknown at the time. It took them so long to find a publisher for their game. After so much rejection and calls for them to change their vision, they were finally accepted by Square Enix. Now, we can assume that their budget was not the best. The bad animations are probably because of a lack of budget, and because the character models used could not support it. It led to a lot of creative improvisation for some more emotional scenes.
Max! Going back in time is what caused the storm.
All because of me?
The animation style remained extremely stiff, and the voice acting mainly carried these. So we've established that the poor animations were not really as a result of the industry standard of rigging at the time, more just because of low budget and inexperience of the company. So the project of the remaster aims to fix problems caused by a lack of budget at the time, and I completely get that. However, is that really enough to justify a whole remaster? I wouldn't say so. And the reason for that is because of reach and target demographics. For a game to sell, it has to reach, be noticed by, a large array of people, usually the target demographic. For Life is Strange, this might be, say, folks aged 18 to 30, LGBT people, etc., as these are groups that are most likely to enjoy and then buy the game. After some time, the question doesn't become about getting people to notice your game through advertising, but getting those who have noticed it to play it. Life is Strange had a tremendous boost in popularity and went viral in 2015 and 2016, largely because of YouTubers like PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye playing the game on their sizable channels. A vast majority of the internet knows about Life is Strange, and quite a few even know the premise or some basic plot points. It's rare that I stumble across somebody in my online circles who's not heard of the game at all. The game has reached a wide demographic of people that know about it, and that much is safe to say. But my question is this. Say you're a person who has never played Life is Strange before. You've heard of it, but it's just not your style of game, or you're plain not interested. Is a $40 remastered collection, which includes a spin-off you've likely never heard of before, going to make you play it when you can just pick up the game for the price of a sandwich when it's on sale? The price can't be justified. From what we know, no dialogue is changing, including some of the anti-native stuff, Max's anti-vax comment which really didn't age well, the cringy dialogue which is a product of bad writing and not of the time, and no new scenes, no post-end diary snippets, nothing like that. You see, here's the issue. Life is Strange has likely already reached most of its target demographic, and sales will not be boosted significantly by the remaster. And I'm not going to call Square Enix incompetent, that just isn't the angle they're playing. They're shooting for another opportunity here with the remastered collection, and I think I see exactly what it is, and it has everything to do with Life is Strange 2, the middle child of the series. Life is Strange 2 is possibly the least successful title in the series. It was such a drastic change that showed that Dontnod had a different idea of the DNA of Life is Strange than the fandom may have had. Plenty shunned the second mainline title. Even now, it has no mention of even receiving a Switch port. There was zero mention of the inspiration drawn from it in True Colors interviews. It just seemed so forgotten about so quickly after it ended. While the Life is Strange subreddit remains full of Max and Chloe fan art, Life is Strange 2 is dwarfed by comparison. I might make a full video on this someday, but it's safe to say one of the primary reasons Life is Strange 2 failed is because it could not hook original fans and had poor marketing from Square Enix. Dontnod may have had more artistic liberty with the series at an expense of a smaller budget. I think this would explain their recent departure from the Life is Strange franchise, if they were unsatisfied with the publisher or possibly were even let go after the commercial failure of their second LIS game. So, why are Deck 9 remastering a game that, commercially, is still relevant? People still play this game, and original fans of the series are not going to be that interested in playing the remaster, because like I said earlier, the game has no replay value. Look no further than True Colors, the newest title in the series, which many are calling a return to form. It's no doubt that the game is eye-catching, but Deck 9 knows what fan service is. They know how to make folks that may be skeptical about a third mainline title like them, including a character from Arcadia Bay with significant rooting in the story, likely some Easter eggs, a whole DLC centered around a beloved character, and finally, a remastered title. As that one scary dude on TikTok said, there is no such thing as a coincidence. It's no accident that these two games are being sold as a package deal in the True Colors Ultimate Edition. By purchasing these two games together, fans will save 34% on the overall purchase of both games versus buying them separately. For LIS1 fans who may have been on the fence about True Colors, this is a great deal. A reminder that the new developers care about them. They know how much the fans love Max and Chloe. They know what they want. Before the Storm was great for this reason. It was a lot of fan service content. The actual story of the game, the weird mafia drug addiction plot, was kinda garbage. Fans fell in love with Chloe and Rachel's romance, with the play, the kiss in the street, the train journey together. Of course, this is just a conspiracy theory of mine, but it really does make sense. This remaster feels like it's targeted at bringing Max and Chloe stands to the forefront of the series again to assure them, hey, listen, we hear why you didn't like Life is Strange 2, let us subvert your expectations. Look, we know what you like, see? As for the remaster itself and the limited content we've seen thus far from it, I'm skeptical at best, fearful at worst. Square Enix released a trailer for the remastered collection at Gamescom, showing the new visuals. While in some of the clips they seem to look fine, there is a noticeable downgrade in some of the lighting and depth of field effects. Take a look at this scene with Rachel. Her eyes look strange and in a way not even human. Her makeup is drastic and sharp, while in Before the Storm it was a bit more natural. She doesn't even look like a 15-year-old girl, let alone Rachel Amber. Chloe's skin in this shot is so dark. She's meant to be pale. I mean, look at the contrast between her eye colour and her skin. I get it, she's standing in the shadow of Blackwell, but if this is what the remaster looks like, I really don't think it was worth it. And of course, there's something to be said about Life is Strange having this painted, sketchy art style that the remaster just seems to be ruining a little bit. True Colors is very different from the original in visuals, and Deck 9 seem to be trying to shoehorn this style into the original games when perhaps they're better off left as they were. However, the plot thickens because these screenshots of the remasters have surfaced, which look far better than the clips advertised. This makes me feel like the trailer was possibly sporting an earlier version of the game, which does happen a lot in trailers. Before the Storm looked slightly different on release, but this just looks bad. It's either an earlier version or they're pre-rendering these screenshots, and I don't know which is worse. If anything, this trailer is an indication, to me at least, this game might be a bit rushed. An afterthought, a marketing campaign for True Colors. You might ask why they'd make a whole game for that, but I'm fairly certain Captain Spirit was also this, an advertisement for Life is Strange 2, a free title to acquaint the player with the idea of moving on from Max and Chloe's story. It's certainly not a stretch of the imagination to assume that this could be the case. So overall, what do I think of the remaster? Like I said, I'm skeptical. I'm not sure if I'll even buy it, as I can likely get the same experience from watching a streamer play it, since choice and consequence are null in this game and it has low replay value. All I want to see are the graphical differences. It might seem like I'm slating on the game a bit too hard right now, and you know what, maybe I am. If Max and Chloe's story is given a second life through this, then that is wonderful, but I just can't help but feel skeptical about the remastered collection. A set of games that are collectively 3 and 6 years old having graphical touch-ups does not feel enough to justify a $40 price tag to me. You could buy Life is Strange 1, 2, and Before the Storm for that price on sale. The game's graphics don't matter anymore, we've all already played them and know what happens, and anybody who buys it who's already played it will do sort of curiosity for what's been added rather than any rehashed desire to play the game. It just feels unnecessary and like a bit of an afterthought to True Colours, a marketing technique. I'm grateful for any and all content of course, but the energy could have been better spent. A remaster I've seen recently that, while it had very little purpose, wasn't so bad is Doki Doki Plus, a game that was originally free, being priced at $15, which included new scenes that gave exposition to characters, revealed new concept artwork, and has a totally revamped soundtrack with a new art style. Life is Strange, like I mentioned, is regularly on sale for only a few dollars, and episode 1 is free for anybody to pick up and play. I can't help but feel like the remastered content is not worth it for those who already have played the game, which, as I mentioned earlier, is almost everybody with an interest in the series given the reach and target demographic of the game. But with that, I've said my piece. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Will you be purchasing the remastered collection? Were you happy to see it announced, or did you think it was pointless? I read all of your comments and use some of them as inspiration for my future videos. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see more narrative game content from me. With that said, remember to keep your cucumbers serrated and have a nice day. Bye!